Hello audience. BTS Suga just dropped a bombshell in LA, but nobody expected this. Jungkook's speechless. Moreover, please take a minute to hit the subscribe button and flip on notification bell for greater updates and watch this video until the end. Los Angeles, the city of angels, neon dreams, and secrets hidden in plain sight. It was here beneath the blinding lights and velvet skies that Min Youngji, the genius we know as Suga of BTS, said something so unexpected, so deeply revealing that it left even Jungkook speechless. But what really happened that night? And why is no one talking about it? To understand why Suga's words carried such weight, we need to rewind. Not just a few days or weeks, but nearly a decade. Back when BTS was still a name met with confusion, not applause. Back when 7 boys rehearsed in a cramped studio in Seoul, dreaming wildly, desperately. Among them, Suga stood out quiet, intense, a producer before he was an idol, a poet before he was a performer. While RM led with eloquence and Jungkook dazzled with raw talent, Suga was different, calculated, observant. He listened more than he spoke. So when he does speak, especially publicly, unscripted, people listen. Flash forward to July 2025. BTS is now a global phenomenon. Yes, but also a collective of individuals exploring solo ventures. The members were older, wiser, and perhaps more honest. And that honesty just pierced the veil at a private fan event in Los Angeles. It was meant to be low-key. A cozy conversation between Suga and a select group of fans. But what he revealed wasn't just personal. It was prophetic. At first, the words seemed vague. Artistic introspection. A typical Youngism. But then he paused, and what followed silenced the room. He looked out over the crowd, not the sea of stadium faces he was used to, but a room small enough for eye contact to matter, and said, "Maybe it's time to let go of the idol and return to the artist." The reaction, a stunned hush, and somewhere in the crowd, Jungkook, who had surprised fans by attending in support, sat frozen. Later, one fan claimed she saw his lips part as if to respond, but no words came out. But what did Suga really mean by let go of the idol? Is BTS breaking up? Is he leaving the group? Or is he saying something deeper, something few artists in the K-pop machine have ever dared to voice? To answer that, we have to remember that Suga has always wrestled with duality. He once rapped, "My pride, which I thought I had given away, has turned into self-respect." A line that sounds empowering until you realize what it cost. In interviews, he's opened up about depression, anxiety, and the crushing pressure of being a symbol rather than a person. In the world of K-pop, where every gesture is choreographed, every smile commercialized, and every mistake dissected by millions, the concept of letting go of the idol isn't just controversial, it's revolutionary. But that's not the whole story, because Suga didn't stop there. He went on to talk about his recent trip to the Mojave Desert, a detail that flew under the radar until now. He described standing alone among ancient rocks, watching the sun rise over an alien landscape. "I felt like time collapsed," he said, "like I was both young and old, everything and nothing. And in that silence, I asked myself, who am I without BTS?" It was more than a poetic musing. It was a quiet detonation because Youngie, the same man who helped shape BTS's sound, who wrote lyrics that comforted millions, was hinting at something most fans have feared and yet maybe deep down understood. That even legends get tired. That even icons outgrow their altars. Still, it wasn't a goodbye. Not exactly. And that's what made Jungkook's reactions so chilling. Witnesses say his expression didn't read sadness or anger, but something more like recognition. As if he too had been thinking the same thing. As if Yumi had just spoken aloud the thought they all shared, but no one had dared articulate. Was this moment rehearsed? Doubtful. Suga's entire body language was unscripted, restless. He kept looking to the ceiling like trying to find the right words hanging in the air. And Jungkook's silence. It wasn't performance. It was the sound of a brother hearing something he's known for a long time, but finally being forced to face. They were once just boys. Boys who had no idea what was coming. Boys who cried behind closed doors and smiled in front of stadiums. who leaned on each other when the weight of fame felt like a tidal wave. And now they're men living different lives, carrying different dreams. But here's the question no one can shake. Is this the beginning of the end, or the beginning of something even greater? That's not the only mystery that lingers from that LA night. Because just hours after the event, Yoongi's team removed the full video from the official stream. Clips began disappearing from social media, and Big Hit issued no official statement. That silence, it speaks louder than any PR response ever could. Now fans across the globe are dissecting every second of audio, every expression on Jungkook's face, every metaphor in Suga's words. Some say he's teasing a solo album that strips away the idol facade completely. A raw genreing project inspired by his time in nature and spiritual self-reflection. Others believe he's stepping back entirely, not just from BTS, but for music to live quietly, to finally breathe, which is it? And if this is a crossroads, which path will the rest of BTS take? A camera slowly glides past a wall of fan letters, camelot shrines, and posters, symbols of the devotion BTS has inspired. But maybe, just maybe, this isn't the beginning of the end. Maybe it's something else entirely, a shedding of skin, a rebirth. Because here's what no one's asking. What if Suga's Bombshell wasn't a collapse, but a clue? You see, just 2 days before the LA fan event, Suga was spotted alone entering a sound studio in Malibu. No entourage, no stylists, just him and a battered hard drive slung in a backpack. Inside, sources whispered that the room he used had once been frequented by none other than Frank Ocean, another musical phantom known for vanishing before dropping cultural earthquakes. If this story moved you, if it made you question, feel, or just wonder, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments what you think Suga meant that night. We read everything, and we're just getting started. Until next time, stay curious.